33, and this is from the SAT number 9. This is 2017 April QAS test. And 33 says, in passage 1, Henry states that Virginia differs from other areas of the country in that something. So to solve this question, we need to first identify a specific text. So here we have, it starts by saying in passage 1, and then it's telling us this claim. So this is going to tell us that there's going to be a specific sentence within the passage that tells us about what Henry thinks about why Virginia is different from other areas of the country. So what we have to do is go back to the passage and sort of look for that sentence. Now, normally what we would do is we would scan for this word Virginia because it's a nice proper noun. It's easy to find within the passage, so it should be pretty easy to find. If we go through it, however, we're going to notice that Virginia, the actual name of the state, is not mentioned anywhere in the passage. And it throws a lot of students off because they can't find that sentence, they sort of give up and end up making a guess or just kind of going with their intuition based on what the point of the passage is. But we should know at this point that even if we're having trouble finding the sentence right off the bat, that it's going to be in there. It just might be buried, or we have to kind of change our approach towards finding it. So the first thing that I would do to find that is notice that lines 34 are referencing, question 34 is referencing lines 33 through 35. And so using our question order rule, we can say in advance it's more than likely that the reference for Virginia is going to come before these lines. We don't know for sure, but it does make it more likely. That's the first thing we can do. The second thing that we can do is, if we're scanning and looking through the passage, we're noticing that we can't find Virginia, we might end up looking back at this blurb, sort of the subtitle for this passage, and what we notice is that Virginia is mentioned in this subtitle here. And what it says is that passage 1, the speech given by Patrick Henry, is delivered to the Virginia Ratifying Convention in 1788. So what this tells us is that the speech of passage 1 is given in Virginia. So any reference that Henry makes within passage 1 about being here, about the location that he's at, is also going to refer to Virginia. So using those two things, we should be able to identify the text, even though it's still a little bit difficult. So as we scan, we keep scanning, we'll look to right here. So in lines 30 it says, disorders have arisen in other parts of America, but here, sir, no dangers, no insurrection or tumult have happened. Everything has been calm and tranquil. So it's really hard to find, but it's this one little line here where he says, but here, sir, no dangers, no insurrection. And because he's delivering a speech in Virginia, we know that when he says but here, he's referring to Virginia itself and being in Virginia. So what he's saying is that there's no dangers, no insurrections, no tumult, and we can use that to answer the question. So then we go to 33, and it says that Virginia differs from other areas of the country in that there is, A says, no evidence of civil unrest. And this is a pretty good answer choice because that matches pretty closely what he was saying here, that there's no dangers, no insurrection, everything has been calm and tranquil. So this is a good answer choice. We should keep that one. B says the Federal Convention is widely praised. So in this specific sentence here, where he's singling out Virginia, he doesn't talk about the Federal Convention being widely praised. So we could eliminate B. C says opposition to a consolidated government is strong. Same thing within the sentence, within the text that we just found, where he's talking about Virginia. He doesn't mention opposition to the consolidated government. And same thing with D. Tyranny and loss of liberty are greatly feared. So even though he's talking about Virginia being calm and tranquil, that might make us think that there would be a fear about losing that, a fear of tyranny and loss of liberty sort of taking over. Because the text doesn't specifically say that, we can't choose answer choice D for our question. So that's going to leave us with answer choice A, which is the correct answer for question 33.